Okay, so three things. One, I do apologize if this review is a little late for some people, but whatever. Two, I just got over a cold, literally, so forgive me if I'm a little slow in the video up here. And three, just like my review for Now You See Me Too, want to see that right there? But just like in that review, everything I say in this review is of my own opinion. So if you don't like my opinion, leave. If you do, then you're welcome to stay. But if you're wanting to know what my opinion is on this, it's kind of like I'm in the middle. And I will say that it really isn't like the first movie. There are some elements of this movie that are completely the same concerning story and narrative. I really don't know where to start on this, but okay, so villain-wise, the movie does jump around a lot concerning the villain. It goes from the Shredder to the Krang, goes from to Baxter Stockman, back and forth. Like, there's no really overarching big nemesis for the Ninja Turtles to go up against. I mean, sure, there's the Shredder, but he is not... there's no really big main villain, and the movie just jumps around on, like, the narrative and script just jumps around all the time, just on so many things. I mean, it's really hard to follow the story and get invested, I guess. I mean, it was really hard to get invested into this movie because the story and overall narrative of the movie is not coherent. As I said, it jumps around a lot and it's not coherent. It doesn't blend into one big story. And not only that, the two characters that I knew I would hate them. That is Megan Fox as April O'Neil and Stephen Amell as Casey Jones. I knew they wouldn't do a good job. I mean, Megan Fox was shitty in the first one. I knew she wouldn't change in this one. Yeah, so I mean, it was a given that I wasn't gonna like her and like April O'Neil. I mean, she's not April O'Neil. She was miscast from the first movie. And also, speaking about miscasting, Stephen Amell as Casey Jones. Not Casey Jones at all. Not one bit Casey Jones. I didn't see Casey Jones at all in this guy. I do like Stephen Amell. I like him in Arrow. I like him in The Flash. Well, that's the only thing that I watch him in. I don't really know anything else that he's in. But I do like him in other stuff, just not this. He was miscast. He could have done a better job, or maybe it was the direction that they were taking Casey Jones. I just didn't like him in this movie. I didn't like his performance. I didn't like Casey Jones as a person. I will say though, as a positive, there is this one scene, bar scene. That's all I'm going to say. It's a bar scene. You'll know when you see it. That I thought was the closest thing that they were going to get to Casey Jones. Wasn't quite Casey Jones, but it was the closest thing that they were ever going to get to Casey Jones in this movie, and they just lost it. I mean, Casey Jones he really doesn't do anything of the story. He's just there because he has a vendetta or a grudge or something, which is a fucking stupid grudge. I mean, it makes no sense. I mean, a couple of guys... I don't want to spoil it for you. Now that I've got that off my chest, let's get to the positives. I just wanted to get the negatives out of the way and done with. But here are the positives, okay? You ready for it? The Ninja Turtles are the best, one of the best in this movie. They are one of the best aspects in this movie. They are so good, okay? Now, I will say that I didn't like how this movie started. They just started off doing random shit. I mean... What the hell were they even doing, okay? But when the movie started to pick up and they started to actually do things, then I was like, these are the Ninja Turtles. These are the guys that we should have got in the first movie, because here's my idea of how the Ninja Turtles work. The Ninja Turtles, the chemistry between the four of them works the best when they're actually doing something. Not when they're at home riding their skateboards or watching movies or invading a fucking parade party. It's not when they work best. What they work best in is actually doing something, on a mission, in a tense scene, in an action scene, something. That's when they work best. So as for the Turtles, and when they're actually doing shit, when they are you know, doing stuff and the chemistry between them while doing missions and stuff like that. The chemistry between Raphael and Leonardo, all done right. Also, Splinter, so much better. Was not a dick in this movie. He was actually a mentor. He was actually Splinter from all of the other Ninja Turtles TV shows that I've watched thus far. Really quickly, Bebop and Rocksteady. Holy crap, man. These two were so enjoyable to watch. I don't really know much about Bebop and Rocksteady because they weren't in the 2003 Ninja Turtles TV show. That's the one I grew up with. They weren't in that. They weren't in that. They were in the 2012 TV show and they were explored pretty well. But for those who were fans of the 80s Ninja Turtles TV show, I'm pretty sure you would love Bebop and Rocksteady in this movie. They are done so well. Some pretty funny moments as well. Between them, the bromance is real, and I'm a sucker for villains. I love villains. Some of my favorite villains are the Shredder, the Joker, Megatron. Can't really think of any at the moment, but that's just to name a few. And I love villains. I think, like, I live by the motto, a movie is only as good as the villain. Sometimes that's not the case, but in most cases, that is the case. So, how was Shredder? Not a robot, so that's a plus. I really liked him. There were problems, which I'll get to in a second. But overall, I did like him. Every time he was on screen, I was like, that's the Shredder. That's the dark, menacing, just Shredder that I wanted to see in the first one but didn't get because he was a fucking robot. But, I mean, we get the Shredder that we were supposed to get in the first one. I liked him every time he was on the screen. He was just so entertaining to watch. Oh, I love you, Shredder, and I love this Shredder. But he was not used that much. I mean, he kind of took a back seat. I mean, we were told that we were going to get a human Shredder. We were told that we were going to get the Shredder that we were meant to get in the first one. I will say that we kind of do get him, but he kind of plays a back seat to Krang. And just so you know, Krang, okay, I'm not really a big fan of the Krang. I just think the Krang, I'm not a big fan of them. Yes, I'm a fan of Ninja Turtles, but I'm just not a fan of the Krang. That's probably why I like the 2003 version better than all the others. But I was sort of disappointed when Shredder was not used to his full potential in this movie. But yeah, so in short, this as a movie is really shit. But as a Ninja Turtles movie, and seeing all the characters interact the way they should have, like in the first movie, seeing all the characters be who they are, who they should have been in the first one, is a big plus in this movie. If you're going into this to get a good movie, don't do that. If you're going into this to see the characters and really watch the characters become who they were, in like if you're going into this for the characters, good. If you're gonna get that. You're gonna be pleasantly pleased. But if you're going into this for a movie, don't. I want to give a rating on this, but I don't give ratings. So, would I go and see it again? Probably not. Would I go out and buy it on Blu-ray? Probably not. So, you were close, Ninja Turtles, you were close. You nearly got me to buy it on Blu-ray and go and see it again at the cinemas, but I'm not going to. So, I did like the characters in the movie. April and Casey aside, I didn't like them, but everyone else I loved in the movie. Was it a letdown? I don't know, I'm sort of in the middle here, but it wasn't like the first one. Anyway, please go down, like and comment on this video, and subscribe to my channel for more movie reviews, trailer reactions, and random videos. Goodbye.